Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Car Chronicles. My name is Mooney, and on this episode we're going to talk about a 2001 Corvette ZO6. As you can see behind me, there is some plaques and trophies. And in one of my garages, I have built a little memorial to my father-in-law. And this is the story about the Corvette. My father-in-law, Bill Evans, was an avid racer, road courses mostly, and a lot of autocross. He is from Connecticut. He lived in the Connecticut area and raced at Pocono, Lime Rock, all the tracks up in the east, northeast, and some down here where I'm at in Florida. And Mr. Evans, I don't know if you can see his picture right over here. I'll show you another bigger picture right here, is my father-in-law. He started out his racing career in his youth, and he really got serious when he got out of the Navy. When he got out, he bought this Corvette. The picture's kind of faded. It's over the years. Anyway, this Corvette was going to be my wedding gift when I married his daughter. But just before we got married, Bill decided to sell it because somebody gave him a crazy offer. And the guy that bought the car, I won't go into too much detail, we'll do a story about it in another episode, but the guy that bought the car, gosh, this was 30 years ago, fixed it up and sold it at an auction. I don't know, I can't remember which auction. It was Barrett-Jackson or Mecum or one of those big auctions. And he got $500,000 for the car. And I kind of, I can't blame Bill for selling the car because he did get a crazy number on it. And he made it up to me later on. And we'll talk about how. So I married his daughter. And I'm still married to her. We just celebrated our 29th anniversary. And she's a car girl. Here's some pictures of her when she was a kid with her dad's cars. And that's definitely one of the things we had in common. When we met, we talked about cars, and she told me her dad was an avid racer. And look, when I say avid racer, see these plaques and trophies behind me? That's just the tip of the iceberg. He spent more time on the track behind the wheel of a car than anybody I ever heard of. From the time he got out of the Navy, let me say this. When he passed away, I went up to move his mother, my mother-in-law, Bill's wife, my mother-in-law, down here to Florida to live closer to us, so he, get her out of the snow and she could be around her daughter, and I wasn't going to move to Connecticut. And so she moved down, and it turned out really well. But I went up to help, get a few things out of the attic and out of the cellar. And I ran across a collection of trophies and plaques and pins and cups. I don't know. Anyway, thousands. I threw away literally hundreds of old plaques and trophies that I just couldn't, pack up and carry at the time in the truck that I was in. So I ended up with what you see behind me. I've got another box full somewhere, but I made a memorial in this garage. I did a video of it several years ago talking about why I did it. And it was to pay homage to a guy who had a lot in common with me other than his daughter. We loved cars. That was our passion. And he and I would, in his final years, go to autocrosses together, and he would drive my car, I would drive his car, and he passed away. And it's unfortunate because I lost probably the best friend I didn't know I had, and I miss him, and we all do. So In this episode, I don't want to go into too much about the sentimental part of the story. I would like to talk more about one of the cars he left me. This 2001 Corvette ZO6 was what's called a beater. In a different term, it wasn't a car that was beat up. It was a car that you could beat on at the racetrack. And he did some research after he had driven my cars, and he was looking at the time for something that was economical, affordable, and would kick ass on a racetrack. And he did his research, and I got to tell you, I think he found, at the time, he bought this car in 2006. And at the time, this was the greatest sports car on the planet for under $20,000. And if you ask me, it still is. Now, it's probably more like $30,000 now, but this car is so much fun to drive. It is a manual, and it has the traction control delete button where you push one button. We'll take a look at it when I take the car out for a ride. You push one button and all the babysitters are gone. It's just you and a car, a steering wheel and a stick and a clutch. And this car is so much fun to drive. It begs you to, drive it aggressively. It is just a great little sports car. It's got all kinds of torque, handles like a dream. It's not the best handling car I've ever been in, but handles like a dream. For a 25-year-old car, we're going to take it for a spin right now. But before we do, I want to show you a little montage of some of Bill's cars over the years, real quick. Okay, now we're going to take the car out, and I'll give you a little bit of information about the car. I'm not going to go into too many technical things. I'm going to give you a response on how the car makes me feel when I'm driving it. And, I got to say, I've driven it on a racetrack. I've driven it in heavy traffic. I've driven it on the interstate on a long trip. And I love this car. It's got a couple of upgrades I will tell you about. It's got a racing harness, a 5-point racing harness for autocrossing to keep you firmly planted in the seat. It's got headers. It's got an exhaust and a chip. And what else? An intake, it's normally aspirated. There's no supercharger, no turbocharger. So it's putting out, I haven't dynoed it, but I would say that it's right around 400 horsepower. And in this car, that's fine. It's not a dragster. It's not set up for the dragster. Actually, you can see some track tires over here, soft compound track tires. I'm not a big quarter-mile guy. I like road courses. I like autocrosses, and so did my father-in-law, and this is one of his cars. So let's go take it for a spin. Okay, guys, here's the car. This is a 2001 Corvette ZO6, and as you can see, it's got a black top, and we'll go around the car, and pardon the road noise, we're next to a highway. Let's take a walk around on the car. All right, so it's got this carbon fiber wrap on the back. A little dirty, I've been driving it, so please. And by the way, there's his race number was 37 Bill, so that's another little homage to Bill. Anyway, it's got street tires and wheels on it at the moment, and see if I can show you the top a little bit. It's that carbon fiber wrap. I think it gives it a good touch. And let's see. Yeah. All right. It's in great shape. It's got 60,000 miles on it. Can't say enough about this car. Love driving this car. I might even put it back on the track. I don't know. It's been a while, but it's just a fun car to drive. And I'm going to take it to an event tonight. It's a birthday party. I need to drive this thing. Let's take it out for a spin and, you know, exercise it a little bit. And then as a part of the video, we'll do a little ride along. And, oh, one of the things I wanted to show you. Okay, it's not known for its wonderful interior. However, this one is in good shape, you know, for 60,000 miles, a 25-year-old car. But I wanted to show you this button right here. Pardon the dust. That button. Traction control off. You push that button and it's just you and a car. Let's take her for a spin. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is, in fact, a trailer hitch receiver on a Corvette. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Okay, well, I'm going to take it for a little spin. I'm going to try a little rolling launch. Whoop. That ain't bad. All right. Let's talk about the car. The car is essentially a race car. It has some modifications done to it. It's got bushingless track bars, headers, exhaust system, a chip, an intake. It's normally aspirated. There's no turbocharger, no supercharger. I don't know if you can see it. There's a bar here, and on the bar there is a 5-point harness that Bill put in himself. And if any of you, as many of you racers know, being firmly trapped into your seat so that you don't wiggle around when the car's going around curves is extremely important. Being held fast into the seat. Seat bolstering is minimal. Although these seats are very Spartan, they're not really full-on race seats. They're not like a Recaro with a bolster here and a, you know what I mean. The seat's basically a very minimal fiberglass tub with some padding and upholstery, leather upholstery. These seats are not made for long trips. They're made for being lightweight. Mostly because, a third gear start. Let's see what we got. That ain't bad. I mean, this thing pulls low. I just did a third gear start, and it pulled like mad torque. LS Corvette, American V8 muscle. So, more about the car. Very Spartan interior. The gauge layout is excellent. Big gauges, big tachometer is the main feature. Fit and finish, terrible. The door gaps are enormous. There's no special stitching. There's nothing elaborate about this car. The interior design is kind of boring and old school looking, I guess. Black plastic mostly. There's some leather, but mostly it's black plastic and black carpeting. Let's see. They didn't build this car for luxury. They built it for track use. It's the ZO6 package, and it's right now the mods that Bill has done. This car is probably putting out just over 400 horses, and that ain't bad for this car. I think it's great. I've autocrossed this car a couple of times, and love it. I'm considering making this my autocross car for the next season, for the full season. What else? It gets fairly decent gas mileage if you don't hammer on it. And other than that, the car is just absolutely wonderful to drive. It's 60,000 miles, roughly. Not daily driving. It's a lot of that is track miles, because Bill tracked this thing like crazy. That's why he bought it. He didn't buy it for his daily driver. He bought it for his track use. Now, he didn't track it for a couple of years while he was at the end of his life. He was sick, and so there were a couple of years where it just sat, and he would take it out on weekends or to the grocery store, or to get a gallon of milk or whatever, but didn't track it. And I have had it serviced and inspected and maintained by, if not through myself, through a guy here in my local town who is an excellent mechanic. I finally found a great mechanic in Naples, Florida, and he takes care of all of my cars, actually. And you can see people are passing me, and I'm actually speeding. I'm 9 miles over the limit, and there are still people flying right by me. Everything works on this car. Air conditioning, radio. It's not throwing any codes. Wonderful car. It actually looks great for a 25-year-old car. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video so far. I hope you've enjoyed the story behind the car. If you like the video, would you please consider giving me a thumbs up, hitting the subscribe tab, and ticking that little bell for future updates. Before we get back to the garage, though, I did want to talk to you about one more thing with respect to why Bill chose the Corvette C5 Z06. He bought the car in 2006, and up until that point he had spent a couple of years analyzing which car would suit him most for what he did as a racer and get the most value. And he was a very analytical, very intelligent, highly intelligent individual. So he had done his homework and searched countless hours for a car that he could buy for under $20,000 that was going to haul ass on the track. A great track car. And he found it. And still today, I do not believe that you can beat this car bang for the buck if you're going to get an autocross car or a road course car or just a cool sports car. I don't think you can beat the Corvette C5 ZO6 for the money. I've seen these going for $12,000. You know, granted, that's high mileage, but it's an LS. Worst case scenario is you can rebuild it or buy a new one. If you're mechanically inclined or if you know a good mechanic like I do. So, Bill knocked a home run with this car. Low mileage. I think he paid right at $20,000 back in 2006 for an absolutely wonderful sports car. And if you want to put it on the track, you can do that too. Now, when you're on the road in regular traffic, you have all the confidence in the world in this car. I mean, you really feel like you're playing it on the road. And did I mention torque earlier? It's got all the torque in the world. So if you need to get around a big truck, no problem. With the 6-speed manual transmission, this thing is just a fun car to drive, and you'll have no problem staying in the fast lane with this one. Great car. But the track is where it really shines. Speaking of track, do you remember that trailer hitch receiver we talked about earlier? Well, okay, so what you're looking at is one of my autocross cars. It's a little BMW Z3. Behind it, you'll notice a trailer. Inside that trailer is my race tires, a jack stands, a toolbox, a chair, a tent, a bicycle to ride on the track and in the pits, a cooler full of beverages. Well, I think you get the idea. Well, Bill didn't want to pull a trailer, and he knew that he could borrow certain things at the track from other people. So he devised this rack behind the Corvette, and that is the reason why there is a trailer hitch receiver on a Corvette. I'm going to show you a video here in a minute, and you'll see that the trunk has ample room for, things like a cooler, a chair, hand tools, and even a jack. Now, I used to pull a race car on a trailer behind a truck, but that can get time-consuming and rather expensive. Plus, some venues don't allow trailers. And I think just pulling a trailer behind your race car is so easy, but look at Bill's solution. That's super easy. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for the video. If you've made it this far, you're probably a real car guy. I didn't mean to make it as long as I did, but I just wanted to make sure that I did justice for the car and the story behind the car, specifically about who gave me the car. My father-in-law, Mr. William Evans, or otherwise known as Bill Evans, number 37. Ladies and gentlemen, again, if you have a car or a story that you'd like to talk to me about, I would appreciate you getting in touch with me in the comments or a direct message. If you like the story, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe tab, and tap that little bell for future updates. It helped me grow the channel. One last thing I would like to say, though, is that if there is a racetrack in heaven, Bill Evans is on it. God bless.